We have to be willing to be okay with this idea of delayed gratification. All right? You saw this perhaps. There was an old study done in 1960 by a Stanford professor named Walter Mischel, if I'm saying his name correctly. And this was reenacted, by the way, back in early quarantine, March, April. Maybe you saw them on Facebook or other things. We participated, I'm not going to lie. All right? Back in the day, and this Mr. Mischel, Dr. Mischel perhaps study, they used marshmallows. And they set up these marshmallows, and they brought children into the room, young children. And they told them, hey, here's a marshmallow. And I'm going to leave it here. And if you don't eat it, when I come back, you get a second marshmallow. And so they would leave, and of course they watched them through, the glass there, and the kids couldn't see them, and they were looking to see what they did. And of course, kids did a number of different things, trying to, We didn't use marshmallows in my house when we reenacted this. We used caramel M&Ms, because that's our go-to right now, okay? If only it would work for potty training, it doesn't, okay? But that's our go-to. And so we set up the phone camera, and we told them, hey, don't eat these till we get back. Don't eat them. And we left. And we were sitting down the hall, of course. When we came back, by the way, as expected, he had chocolate on his mouth. So I don't know what that bodes for him for the future, because the goal in the study that they found out was the kids that could wait, the kids that could delay the gratification and wait for the second marshmallow, they fared better as they followed them in school and on test scores and everything like that. So I don't know what that says for my kid. But nonetheless, he did last longer than I expected. After watching the video, he took some big smells of the M&Ms before he finally gave in to his own lusts and desires and took a bite. But nonetheless, this idea of delayed gratification, it's not a foreign concept. We've seen it done before. You've got to wait. We teach our children this more than just with candy. You've got to wait. Son, you've got to be patient. Hold on. And we delay. You've got to have delay. And we've got to understand that. That's the sacrifice that we have to make while on earth. It's delayed gratification. There are things that I don't have and I don't get now. But the reward after the fact will be much sweeter. We look at Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8, beginning in verse 18. For I consider that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creation eagerly awaits for the revealing of the sons of God. And then if you flip over to 2 Corinthians chapter 4. Beginning in verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we do not look at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal. This is that delayed gratification. Knowing that the reward, the hereafter, eternity, is worth what I can't have, what I don't have, not fitting in, if you will, right now. It's worth it. It's a sacrifice that's worth making. And it is a sacrifice. But it's a sacrifice worth making. Right? Those who have what it takes, those people who will one day inhabit heaven, were able to make that sacrifice. They will.